A labor storm is brewing above the clouds at Air Canada as it grapples with wage issues, potential strikes, and government interventions. Air Canada has found itself in serious turbulence, facing a looming strike from its 5,200 pilots. This labor dispute has escalated following a tense negotiation period over wages, benefits, and quality of life improvements. Since their last contract was signed in 2014, Air Canada pilots have been working under terms that lag significantly behind the industry's standards, especially when compared to U.S. counterparts. Some U.S. airline pilots have seen wage increases as high as 42% in the past few years, while Air Canada pilots are seeking a similar raise after a travel boom and staffing shortages have further highlighted the disparities. Air Canada, in response, has offered a 30% wage increase, as well as enhanced pension and health benefits. However, the pilots, represented by the Airline Pilots Association, argue that these improvements are not enough, citing the large pay gap between Canadian and U.S. pilots. The ongoing conflict has the potential to ground the airline, causing severe disruptions for passengers. With approximately 110,000 travelers at risk each day, the economic consequences could ripple far beyond the airline itself, impacting tourism, business travel, and essential supply chains. Interestingly, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has resisted direct government intervention, stating that the government would not step in at this point, urging both parties to come to a resolution independently. And this stands in contrast to past labor disputes where the federal government intervened after disruptions had already begun, such as with the Canadian Pacific and Canadian National Railway strikes. As the clock ticks closer to the strike deadline, Air Canada has urged the government to be prepared to implement binding arbitration if necessary, as it has done in previous strikes. However, political complications may hinder swift action, especially given that labor unions and opposition parties like the NDP strongly oppose government interference. Adding another layer to the labor disputes in Canada, this tension at Air Canada coincides with a successful unionization effort at a Walmart warehouse in Mississauga, Ontario. Workers there voted to unionize, making it the first unionized Walmart warehouse in the country. This simultaneous push for labor rights across industries highlights a growing trend of worker empowerment in Canada. As Air Canada speeds towards a potential shutdown, the question remains, will this turbulence bring the airline to a standstill, or can both parties negotiate a resolution before travel chaos ensues? With stakes this high, the outcome may set a precedent for future labor disputes across industries, further shaping Canada's labor landscape.